All right, skipping all the controversy on the Roadhouse that was just released. I want to give my impressions of the movie. I just watched it, released on Amazon, a remake of the 1989 classic. And look, I love the original. I love the 1989 classic, and it will always live with me. So as far as remakes goes, I think that this movie is a pretty decent remake. So I've seen a lot of remakes in my time, and they don't really stand up. And a lot of people will argue that this one doesn't stand up. But if I'm going to be totally honest with the original Roll House, it wasn't it wasn't that great a movie. I mean, I really love it, but it's the type of movie that was ripe for a remake. And what I mean by that is like we usually don't want to see remakes that of movies that are like absolute blockbusters, like absolute icons. Like you don't really want to see a remake of 2001: A Space Odyssey. I mean, I might, but most people wouldn't because it's such a classic movie. But but the 1989 Roadhouse, that was kind of a, what do you call it? A flop. It didn't really make its money back, and it had to make its money back on like the cult following that happened after its theatrical release. So this new movie with Jake Gyllenhaal, Daniela Melchior, Connor McGregor for some reason, Billy Magnuson, and Jessica Williams, and it was nice to see Jessica Williams again. It was directed by Doug Lyman. So the things I liked about the movie really is it takes the original story and kind of recontextualizes it. It takes some things out, puts some of its own things in. It's a different story, really. It's with just some of the like the bare bones of the story from the original movie. So what I liked about it is the fight choreography was outstanding in this movie. It's very modern looking, very creative. It was just really nice. The soundtrack was outstanding. I really enjoyed the soundtrack. I really liked the incorporation of different bands at the Roadhouse. It had some very interesting characters in this movie. It had some great jokes in this movie that I really like too. So, and maybe I'm just a basic dude. Just give me some entertainment. Just entertain me, and that's all. I'm not looking for. Most of the time, I'm not looking for anything too complex. I just want to be fairly entertained, and I think that this movie does that. So, I guess try it at your own risk. But as for me, I thought it was a fairly engaging movie. The Like I said, the characters are interesting. I liked Jay Gyllenhaal's character, or his version of Dalton is nonchalant and at the same time charismatic at this, and and he's basically carrying this movie very well. I think he had some complexity to the character that he didn't have in the original, and the villains were just plain goofy but memorable. There's one particular thug who was just he was an idiot, and you love to see him. So this is all to say that I had a great time watching Roadhouse, and it's on Amazon, and you're paying through the nose for it anyway, so might as well give it a shot. It's not a waste of time, yeah, if that's what you're thinking. So those are my thoughts. What did you think of Roadhouse?